morning. It is day 26. Well, you're probably not watching this in the morning. I don't know when you're watching it, but it's morning for us. Day 26 of being in lockdown. And this morning I received an email from someone in Canada, ex-South African, asking a couple questions, and yeah, some very kind words. So thank you very much for your email. I really appreciate it. I will try and answer some of your questions on video over the next few vlogs, and some of your questions I'll reply to your email because I can't answer them on camera. Yeah, yeah, we'll see. Today is not sure what our plan is for today. It is a school day, and yesterday we didn't get much schoolwork done because we had to go out, and it took a little bit longer than we expected. So we'll probably end up doing a little bit more schoolwork today, and hopefully we can try to do something food-wise with the kids. I know that was one of the questions I got in the email, is about food. So maybe we'll try to do something fun with the kids around food today, and we'll see where today ends up. I really feel uncertain about, you know, what's happening. This lockdown is supposed to end in like 12 days or something, and there's still no clarity at all about who's allowed to go back to work, when you're allowed to go back to work, and when schools will go back. There's a lot of stuff flying around about when schools will go back and what grades will go back at what time, and maybe we'll chat a bit about that during today's video. Is just the uncertainty and the frustration around schools, because it's a difficult one, and I think every school in South Africa is different. So how can we have a blanket policy on when schools go back? Yeah, so but anyway, maybe we'll chat about that today, because I know Chantal's probably more in tune with what's going on with the school stuff than I am. So
my dad have Milo cereal every day, and there's two of them. And
because you have two big bowls.
Hopefully,
not two.
What did they find?
Lions.
So they wake up in the morning and they want to do a digital game drive.
This one looks like it's stalking one of the siblings. It's going to lay down.
So the game drive is on, and they've just found some lions, which they haven't found in 3 years. What you doing, boy?
I'm painting.
Painting. Painting with some food coloring.
Which color?
Food coloring, yeah. Maddie's doing the same, but she doesn't want to be on camera because I told them to take their clothes off because they got food coloring on. That's not on you.
Reading some yoga. Okay, let's do some.
Go do your yoga. Go do your yoga. What's that, Moo?
Sunshine.
And stretch it. Stretch your arms wide. Zaki. Stretch wide. Well done. Next one. What is that? What's that called?
Unicorn.
Is that a unicorn? Do your unicorn. Zaki.
I'm not a unicorn.
Oh, good job.
Mom, it's just like lions.
Yeah. And what's the next one?
Next one is.
So we're going to point 1 foot. Now you're going to hop and change.
Daddy!
Hop and change. Hop and change.
Okay. You're going to go in the next hole.
It's been a very long day of school.
Can you pack those away?
Mama.
Maddie, what is that?
Daddy, look what I did.
Wow, that's so cool. Threaded the paper through. How was ballet?
Good. No.
How's the patience?
Fun. Trying to sort out classwork now.
Daddy, look what I did. We're not paying for it.
Where's the polystyrene cups from today?
The plan?
We're doing a science experiment. I don't know if it's gonna work, how well it's gonna work, but we're gonna try it. I'm not gonna tell you what it is. It's gonna make like colourful foam. We're gonna use bicarb and vinegar and food colouring. So
This sounds like it's going to make a mess.
most likely
Who's going to clean it up?
it's gonna be a mess outside.
Okay. You excited?
Yes.
Are you
I wanted to make ice cream, but I'm still excited for it. I'm glad for what I've got.
We are going to add baking soda. We're going to add baking soda or bicarb. I wonder if bicarb will work. Hopefully it will. And
Sure, that's what you told me to buy?
yeah, well, I might have read the recipe wrong. Hold on. Okay, so we have mixed bicarb and food colouring into cups. We are now going to go and do our science experiment outside. So we're going to take the cups onto the table outside.
Whoa! Can we touch this, Mama? Mommy, can we touch it? It's like a rainbow.
Cool that.
Cool, can we touch it?
No,
Again.
wait.
Again.
Don't have any more. Oh, there we go. This is more.
Whoa! 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 Oh, Dad, your cardboard!
How cool is that?
More! Can we touch it when it comes to the hand? Why can we touch it, Mama?
This is just.
Whoa! Whoa!
Purple.
Jackie?
More in the pink, more in the pink, more in the pink. I only need a bit more, Mom. We can look at the... So it can... Whoa!
This is. See what happens when the vinegar reacts with the bicarb, girls.
Yeah. Not your fingers!
Move your fingers, it's going to get stained, girls. Don't know how Dad's going to clean this.
Just
Now,
try
how are you
purple
gonna get this
again.
water off?
Try purple again.
Without it going on the astro.
Mama, could you try purple again?
I don't think the purple's still
Whoa.
working. No, the purple's finished. Okay, ready? Take all the sourness out of the vinegar.
Done. I lost count of the date.
26.
Done. So one of the questions that was raised in the email was about schooling, and the person had sort of suggested that there was certainty in South Africa about what was happening in the school systems, and we just wanted to answer that question and our perspective on what's happening in schools, not really our opinion, because I think everyone's got an opinion about what's going on at the moment, but just some of our, I don't know. This is very hard because doing homeschooling is hard. I don't know why anyone chooses to do it. It is difficult. So,
We have definitely confirmed with 100% 110% without a shadow of a doubt, homeschooling is not for us.
Yeah.
I will never ever be a homeschool mom.
And I get a headache every single day just thinking about school.
So some of the things that maybe misconceptions that South Africa has given dates as to when the school's going back, that as soon as lockdown's over, school's going back straight away, which we actually haven't been given any clarity on. President he closed schools before we even went into lockdown. So something that has been suggested by the Education Department in South Africa is that there's a staggered start to school, which will be grade 7s and grade 12s because they classify them as the most important, going back early if lockdown is lifted at the end of this month, and then slowly staggering them every 2 to 3 weeks, the grades, which means our age group of kids would go back around about the 15th of July, which I cannot do.
Yeah, I think I might commit suicide before that. 15th of July is like
I've already let my kids' teachers know that I will be secretly dropping them off with them if that happens, because I cannot do it until July. We finish school at like 4 o'clock today because Jasmine just drags her feet. So if your teachers are watching, you are so much more appreciated than they were, and I appreciated you a heck of a lot.
And actually all of that might change because Cyril Ramaphosa is addressing the nation probably in about an hour's time.
But that also wasn't
in an
confirmed.
hour's time.
That wasn't confirmed. It was just a suggestion that the Department of Education made to Parliament. But it also is not realistic. You speak to the teachers and they just say that it is not realistic for it to be like that. That especially our age group children, they need to be back in school with a teacher. And, you know, we look like we've got it all under control. And most of the time we do. It is relatively calm. I take heavy pills to help me stay calm. But it is frustrating, and I can't do this for the next 3 months because I also need to work. I have my own business. Mark basically runs one of his dad's businesses, so we both need to get back to work, and we can't keep teaching our kids at home for the next 3 months.
No, I think that the question really comes down to how do you live in uncertain times, and I think that's everyone's question. Is tomorrow could be different. I mean, even now, Cyril Ramaphosa is addressing the nation this evening, and tomorrow everything could be different. You never know. So how do you live in uncertain times? And I think for me, I really struggled with this because I'm a goal setter and I like to have a clear idea about where the future is going to be. So after the extension to the lockdown was announced, it really affected me. But I think the thing I learned from that was you've got to take each day as it comes and just deal with what the issues are today. Don't get caught up in the future and what could be in the future, because we don't even know what the future looks like at the moment, which is difficult for me because I'm a very futuristic person. So.
Yeah, I think also, you know...
Yeah, come on kids, into the house.
With loud noise. You know, even like everybody's loving the slow pace of life, and it is awesome because you're not rushing to get your kids to extramural activities and rushing from one extra to an extramural to another extramural, and one's got to take one this and for this place, and one's got to take another one this place and get the other one home to the nanny. And it's been awesome in that respect, and not having to wake up early to get them to school on time, and everything happens slower in the mornings. But just to have that routine back in our lives, I need it as a person. The slow pace of life has been awesome. It's been awesome to connect with our kids on a deeper level and have the time to connect with our kids. But I also think it's time to go back into that routine and just appreciate what we've learned in this time, to actually take a step back and appreciate slowing down a little bit and spending quality time together. And I think that's what I've learned from all of this.
Yeah, I think that was one of my goals, was to try and every day do something with the kids that was fun. And I think my ideas ran out at about day 20, 21. I'd sort of planned for the 21-day lockdown, and then it just ran out, and now it's difficult. But I think we've got some cool ideas coming. So yeah, like I said, I think each day is different. You've got to treat each day as a new day and see the opportunities that are in that day. Thanks, Zach. Love you, buddy.
And I think also, like, when it comes to work, I think it's, you know, for us, you don't see us working, or you know, we have a lot of time to be with our kids. But with my business, I can't work because my business is training and placing nannies, so, and domestic workers and housekeepers. So I can't do any of that in lockdown. So basically my business has come to a standstill, and I am basically doing nothing for lockdown. So it's going to be hard going back, because I'm going to have to work twice as hard to get my business back up and running, while not actually being able to work during lockdown. So I think everybody's situations are different.
Yeah, I think we definitely haven't done as much work as we would normally, and I think there's different groups of people. I think there are groups of people that can't do any work, and there are groups of people that are extremely busy. So
I know my cousin works for Pick and Pay, and she's been working till 1 o'clock in the morning, because she organizes rental agreements or whatever for Pick and Pay. So I mean, she's working longer hours than she was if she was in the office, and is constantly behind her computer. So it just depends on what situation.
Today with a guy that has a landscaping business, and he's basically out of business. I mean, it was already tough before with the labor laws and stuff like that, so they were running very thin financially, and I think this has just made the situation even worse. He's probably laid off all his staff, which is the sad thing about this whole situation, is so many people have been laid off work. It might not be permanent, but it definitely won't employ as many people as they did in the past, so they'll think of creative ways to do it. But there are definitely people that are working harder, and there are people that can't do work. So my dad's business that I run is a property business, and we can't do anything. Some of our staff can't go into, we've got maintenance staff to fix stuff, which would have been an ideal time to fix things and do some stuff, but we can't even do that. Our tenants can't even go into their offices, so you know, no one's paying their rent. There's a lot of stressful things, but we try and avoid those kind of situations and those thoughts. We want to try and keep our channel as positive as possible. We like to look at the opportunities that are out there. Yes, there are difficult times, but we genuinely believe that we'll come out of this better, stronger, smarter, in whatever way or shape that is. We try and see the positive in the situation. So
I think I'm positive about the outcome of this, over our country, over the world, even over my business, over Mark's dad's business. I just think that there's a change coming, and for those who watch us, you'll see that we are believers, and we believe in Jesus, and we are strong believers in Jesus. And the other day I had a vision of us all standing in front of a brick wall, and where we were standing was like this barren, dry land and desert and dusty and dirty. And as you move, and all you can see is this brick wall, and it's tall, and it's hard to get over this brick wall. But if you move up and take a look at it from God's perspective, over that brick wall is this beautiful, luscious forest with fruits all over the trees. It's green, it's full of life and animals, and it's just so beautiful on the other side of that brick wall. And I just feel like this virus, this lockdown, what the world is facing right now is that brick wall. And we have just got to trust God that He can see what's on the other side of that wall. And we have just got to keep praying, keep pushing into Him, and trusting Him to get us over that wall. Because if we can trust in Him to pick us up and get us over that wall, what's waiting for us on the other side is absolutely incredible. And if we can just take our blinkers off and not just going, I cannot get through this wall, I cannot get through this wall, and just being negative about this wall we see in front of us, and we just take a step back and go, God, you can see it from the top. You see what's on the other side of that wall, and it is incredible things waiting for us. I'm excited. I really am excited for what's to come.
Yeah. I think back to the original thing was about school. There's no certainty about school, and there's lots of rumors, but like I said, take each day as it comes, and we will get back to life.
What I'm excited about this is that I feel like teachers are going to be so much more appreciated after this lockdown, and what they do for our children.
I love my kids' teachers. I'm going to give them a big hug when I see them next.
And yeah, I think teachers are so underappreciated, and and it's always the teacher's fault for kids not achieving and not doing things. And I think this is now giving parents a different perspective and helping parents understand that it's not always the teacher's fault, that sometimes your children can be difficult. And so yeah, I think thank you to all the teachers out there for what you do for our children and the sacrifices you make and what you do on a daily basis. And I just think teachers need to get like the biggest praise going out of lockdown, because of just parents being made aware of how much effort and time goes into what the teachers do for our kids.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Thanks, teachers. And yeah, I think we should end it there. This talk has been 12 minutes. Probably the most boring thing ever.
But hopefully it's encouraging.
Yeah, but we just wanted to share our side and what life is like for us, and some of our things and thoughts around schooling. And yeah, we just want to encourage you to, no matter what your situation is and where you are and how this has affected you, to try and let your God colors shine as best you can. And yeah, so be blessed.